Welcome to the stage, Chris McIntyre. Idiom number 2.
Yeah. How you doing, guys? Woo. All right. Good to be here. This first one's kind of a come-on, so if you're interested, I'll be at the bar. Let's go crazy for a month, like lunatic monks in ecstasy, forgetting to breathe. Let's be wild for a week, you in frantic motion and me condensing like rain. Let's be a mess for a day, naked and like so many embers catching fire in the brush. Let's fuck it all for an hour, because you got the air on your side and I got the earth on mine. Let's have a time just for a minute, when even a minute can cover untold miles. Let's explode right now. This one's called Natural Bridges. Reflections off ice-cold windows, light that can't escape, like the light caused by the friction of road-sick fingers rubbing state line weary eyes, and maybe the other side of that glass is just a story that we tell but we don't believe. So we make our way on with divining rods and Adderall, and if everything else is made of chemicals, then I should be too. So don't tell me your wish or it won't come true. And every heartbreak is a miracle, told in ink-stained rhyme, dragging behind reality yellow dust, and right now the ocean is a miracle, and a parking space by the swings is a miracle, and warm breath on ice-cold windows is a miracle, when it's better to be exploding than to be free. So if natural bridges can crumble into the sea, is there any chance that someday so could we? This one's called Rosalie. I see molten and nuclear amber glass, this bottle trickling like a stream flowing over a star, and I'm skipping songs over it like stones. And I see Rosalie take it and wear it like gold draped across her neck, talking about wine still inside, the condensation and the night. A concrete cold landing, dancing up the stairs, singing that the world is sand, and then sand becomes glass, and glass becomes mirror-like, polished to reflect you, the way you shine, incandescent, the way you shine. This one's called Smile. When we were young, we climbed into swings and tightly wound the chain until the world started spinning and we lay immobile at the center of creation, leaning back with arms spread, hoping to catch and then be caught. We had pocket cameras and worried about the shots, dragging friends and drugs and cars and loves into and out of frame. I'd love to be in that picture on the grass in the April sun. I would cut the river out and put it in a scrapbook. I would have dug into the snow for pixels with sharp edges, and maybe the smell of chemicals from old-fashioned film, because light doesn't hit a diode quite the way it does a dried-out piece of Kodachrome, does it? Maybe the posing was more important than the picture. When you are who you are, when you are who you are, for who you are, I am as I am to you. So I just got back from seeing the groundhog prognosticate the weather, more or less.
Early spring.
And yeah.
Today.
And this one I wrote thinking about making the trek out into Pennsylvania. It's called Weather Report. Woody Guthrie wrote "This Land Is Your Land" in February of 1938, hitchhiking through Pennsylvania on his way to New York. He felt the mountain range wind laughing. Over lean miles, he lay on his back, feeling the rumble of oncoming traffic to disturb the unstirring wilderness. There was no road but his road, and I-80 dreamt him along. If you look for America there, you'll see it, passing you in scenes, standing like billboards on the highway, moving pictures of the great empty Sunday supper. The oak doorway straining in the weather, the toll road charming your last few dollars from you, crayons pronouncing that the corners have been turned. It's like the bookmark melting into the page, the field slowly becoming forest. My father brought pieces of America with him when he left. There was dirt in his boots. He held onto the sky in his pockets. He could throw it on the wall and it would slowly drip into a mess on the floor. This was not something that he could worry about. Remember, those roads are still holding a space for you. Remember that Woody Guthrie stood in the middle of Pennsylvania in February, and he saw beauty. This one's called 3 a.m. Ghosts. I'm thinking about what it must be like at 8 years old, fearful of 3 a.m. ghosts in the glint of the night, trying to keep at sleep, and then to wake to the sound of a madman breaking windows a couple of stories down, cursing, "Damn you, Walt Whitman! You let them do this. You let those folks turn sulfurous, and you let this footpath lead me to the desert. I was standing on your bridge, and you burnt it down. I dreamt that you would hold my hand as we jumped turnstiles. Damn you, Walt Whitman! You should be locked up here instead of me, watching the sun get lower in the pale horizon every day. There's glass in my teeth because you said it'd make me sparkle. Damn your eyes and damn mine too. I waited for you outside the city dead house, praying on the corpses that go by. Each one begged for their eulogy. We all need a few songs sung, building on each other like the bricks that make up the city. I want you to know that the branches standing naked offer a clear view through the park. Everyone passing by sees you kneeling, crying, lit by strips of sunlight, dreams encased in poetry, but there they choke. You should see how deep we breathe. And then the sound of wind sweeps past city blocks and streets steam and release, and I kick through a pile of leaves and let the air currents take them. And this next one is one Steve was talking about before. Burroughs wrote a book called The Cat Inside, and if you ever can find a copy of it, it's just about 70 pages of little kind of, you just got to read it. So it's called Burroughs Wrote About Cats. Burroughs wrote about cats and landscapes, animalscapes, dreams, and visions about milk. I write about barroom implosions and Pinpoint Road at the horizon, and the burn of whiskey and karaoke, and free-form skyline melodies, remembering the sense in between thoughts, and something bright out of the corner of my eye. We're driving circles around these bricks, and sometimes about lips that I've all but drowned out with rivers and wine. But none of those things are cats. Burroughs wrote, "We are the cats inside. We are the cats who cannot walk alone, and for us, there's only one place." And I still have no idea what he meant by that.
How about one more? Chris?
And I'm going to read this one I wrote last night. The first word is the hardest. Be a first word poet. Be a first word poet. Compress the whole poem into a tight little ball, along with sketches from memory, and a microphone cord, and a ukulele, and the cat's eye nebula, and the clang of a free pinball game. Also, your last letter home, the Heart Sutra, an awkward hand job, Kansas at sunup, buying a girl a shot of Southern Comfort, rusted batteries eating through an old camera, and the smell of Atlantic City. Squeeze all of those things into the first word of your poem, because that word is infinite, and everything else is emptiness. Thank you.
All right, thank you. That was poem number 2 of the Idiom Poetry